Imagine walking into work on a normal Monday morning and discovering that the machine you're operating is secretly printing millions of dollars. Not fake money, real money. Now imagine your entire town depends on that machine. Sounds impossible. But for one small American town, this was reality. And when the machine stopped, everything changed. Most people think wealth comes from technology or natural resources or billion-dollar companies, but sometimes an entire local economy can depend on something almost nobody thinks about: printing money. Deep inside Washington, D.C., the US government prints America's currency, but that's only half the story. Much of America's paper money begins its life hundreds of miles away, in a quiet town called Crane, Indiana. For over 150 years, this tiny town has supplied the special paper used to print every US dollar bill. Without it, there are no dollars. The paper isn't ordinary paper. In fact, it's not really paper at all. It's made from a unique blend of cotton and linen. It contains tiny colored security fibers, watermarks, hidden security features. Its exact production process remains highly confidential. Only one company in America has been trusted to manufacture it for generations. That company became the economic heart of Crane. Thousands of jobs depended on it. Local restaurants, schools, construction companies. Entire families built their lives around a single factory. But every economy has one weakness: dependence. When your biggest customer is also your only customer, you're taking a massive risk. Technology was changing. People were using less cash. Credit cards replaced wallets. Then smartphones replaced credit cards. Digital payments exploded. Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay. Cash slowly began disappearing from everyday life, and that created one uncomfortable question. What happens to a town that survives by making money if people stop using money? The demand for physical cash hasn't disappeared. In fact, during times of uncertainty, people often withdraw even more cash. But the long-term trend is clear. Digital payments continue growing every year. Central banks around the world are researching digital currencies. Some economists even believe paper cash could eventually become a niche product. For towns built around traditional manufacturing, that possibility changes everything. Diversification suddenly becomes essential, because history has shown depending on one industry is rarely a safe long-term strategy. Economists call this concentration risk. It's the same reason oil towns collapse when oil prices fall, the same reason mining cities struggle after resources run out, and the same reason companies that refuse to innovate often disappear. The strongest economies aren't always the richest, they're the most adaptable. Because wealth doesn't disappear overnight, it slowly moves somewhere else, usually before anyone notices. Crane, Indiana, still plays a vital role in America's financial system. Millions of dollar bills continue to begin their journey there, but its story is much bigger than money. It's a reminder that every economy, whether it's a small town, a billion-dollar company, or an entire country, must eventually answer the same question. What happens when the world changes, but you don't? Because in economics, the greatest risk isn't running out of money. It's running out of ways to create value. If you enjoy documentaries that reveal the hidden economics shaping our world, subscribe to Scott's Economics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next documentary.